Hello, I'm Jane Long from Calm Therapy and welcome to Conversations with Calm Therapy. I'm wishing everyone good health during this time of the coronavirus. So Conversations with Calm Therapy, it's a project where I interview a series of holistic therapists and business owners during the COVID-19 pandemic. This is to create connection between business owners, and it also offers you, the viewer, tips on how to cope through sudden change, how to manage your fear that rises through uncertainty, and perhaps how to release it from your body. I'll also be asking each guest about any useful rituals or activities that we can add to make part of our daily routines while we're in isolation and now lockdown. So today my guest is Dawn Wilson. Dawn is a hypnotherapist, an NLP practitioner who specialises in health and nutrition. For the last year, Dawn has been training as a breathwork facilitator. And this work is to help people with anxiety and stress, which is especially useful now during the time of coronavirus. So hello, Dawn, and welcome.
Hello, Jane. So lovely to see you again.
Oh, lovely to see you too. So please, could you give yourself a bit of an introduction, perhaps tell us a little about your background and more detail about the work that you're doing now?
Yes, of course. Well, it's so lovely to be here with you. This is actually my first interview on Zoom. So, you know, it's amazing that we can reach so many people and stay connected during the COVID-19 virus. So yes, I've been a hypnotherapist for over 25 years in London and in Brighton, and I've also run retreats abroad. But I have a strong background in health and nutrition as well. And I'm going to be focusing a lot on the also the fact that I'm a month or two away from completing my breathwork facilitator training. So I'll be fully fledged practitioner. And I had a personal journey with breathwork. In 2014, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I wasn't too happy because I'd been a well-being coach for many, many years. But I had a very, very stressful childhood, which, you know, obviously, you know, stress affects the body. And so it was a journey to India where I was having Ayurvedic treatment for a natural health cure to cancer. And I got very involved with pranayama breathing there. And I really put my, the fact that I recovered completely without having to have chemo or major surgery. So I came back from India and started delving deeper into the breath work. But I wanted it to have a scientific approach because it was, you know, rather than being too woo-woo. So I've been training with breathing sprays, and it is extraordinary. I mean, right now, most people are waking up every morning to hearing news about this virus and, you know, the pandemic. And I'm helping a lot of people right now because one of the brilliant things about breathwork is that it teaches you how to control your, it's the only thing you have control over is your breath. And by doing breathing techniques, some of them are very simple. There's a number of different types. There's even one for deep trauma, which I'm working with, which releases trauma from the energy field. But today I'm going to give you some amazing tips and some techniques to be able to control your own physiology. So, you know, and it's right there under your nose. And within, as I demonstrated with you, within a couple of minutes, you can come back to quite a peaceful and by being in the present moment with your breath, you can change the whole physiology and have, you know, release the good hormones, serotonin and dopamine, instead of being in fear or flight, where we are perpetually churning out cortisol and adrenaline, which puts us into fear or flight, which is an ancient, going back to ancient times, the caveman this part of the brain, the amygdala, it's there to keep you safe. But unfortunately, we have so many stresses now.
Yeah.
You're in permanent fear or flight. So by doing the breath, you can bring yourself back into the present moment and experience deep freedom and good health.
That's fantastic, and that's what's making your work so important at the moment. And it is just reminding everyone out there that they can help themselves. You know, these simple routines can make a big difference to their reactions in their current situation. Oops, are we still there?
I am.
There we go.
Hello.
Yes, I can see you. So Dawn, I'm going to go into the questions now, and we're going to get you to do a demonstration. So say that again, sorry?
Under control, because I go on and on and on about.
Okay. Well, we're going to get a demonstration from you soon, and maybe that'll be part of one of your answers to the questions. So my first question is, we are, as we've just mentioned, we are going through unprecedented times of change, sudden change. So how might we maintain a positive outlook and a feeling of connection whilst we're in this period of isolation and lockdown?
Yes, I mean, we are naturally tribal people. So when we, when we're at home and left to our own devices, we feel, especially with the social distancing. I encourage people to be careful of the words that they say. Isolation is a word that really kind of can make you feel stressed. So, I call it conscious cocooning. Just
lovely, yes.
Use, because they are spells. That's why they're called spelling. So the show up and talk to yourself is so important. So for me, the key thing is a morning practice, because we are creatures of habit. And if we do something at the same time every day, especially in the morning, most people are waking up with dread at the moment and turning straight to the television, hearing all this awful news all over the world. And I would really encourage you not to do that. Maybe look once a day, because you're seeing these images. Your mind stores things in pictures. So when you turn that screen on, it sends a message to your brain, and your brain thinks it's real. So then it puts you into feel flight. So maybe just that's the first thing to do. Change your morning routine. So my morning routine is when I first wake up in the morning, I get myself into a flow state. So I do some breathing techniques, and I also think of 3 things in that moment that I am really grateful for, because it's a mind hack, and it resets your brain for positivity, because most people are thinking about loss. So if you think of, it could be something really simple, like how lucky am I to wake up in a lovely warm bed. How lucky I am to be able to be at home with my family right now. So 3 things that you feel grateful for. The attitude of gratitude. It sounds simple, but it really, really works.
But I think a lot of these simple techniques, they that's the beauty of them, that they are so simple and they are so manageable as well, and so effective. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. And again, not taking in all these images and things like that. Social media is full of it right now. But you make choices. You can make a choice. I mean, there's so much great stuff going on. Last night with the NHS, it was so uplifting and joyful that so much love was being sent to our nurses and doctors. So be careful about your choices. Just get really clear about what you're choosing to tap into, and the words that you use to describe things.
Fantastic, lovely. Thank you, Dawn. So my question number 2 is, it's known that fear can have a negative impact on the body. How might people release themselves from this fear to reduce mental and physical health issues for the long term?
Yes, well, the biggest virus of all on the planet is fear. Fear can really paralyze, just paralyzes you, and it's false evidence appearing real, because it's the nature of man is that you know, to feel happy and harmonious, we need to have certainty. And right now, uncertainty is around us, you know, in every possible way. So, you know, we like to control things. So once we start to realize that we can't control this, and that, you know, release that sort of fear of uncertainty. So the only thing that we're certain of is that we, you know, can wake up and breathe every day. It's the only thing you actually have control of is your breath.
Yes.
To your nose, and you can control the physiology of your body and change. You know, when we're stressed, the monkey brain, the amygdala part of the brain, which goes back to caveman times when we needed it to run away from an animal or a foe. Unfortunately, we see lots of images all day long that are quite stressful, and the mind thinks they're real. So it sends messages to the body to put us into fear or flight. So we're living permanently, and even before this virus, when we are still have been living that way anyway. So the only thing that you can do is to control the breath. I'd like to show you a technique now that I showed Jane earlier, which in just a couple of minutes you can actually change the whole chemistry of your body and bring your mind back into this present moment.
Yeah. Well, we could move that into my third question then, couldn't we, really? Because that is, the question is, based on your experiences, perhaps you can suggest an activity to help us through our day, through our routine while we're in lockdown. So maybe your demonstration, which we tried before this interview, didn't we? Which is brilliant. Maybe you can give this a demonstration now.
So the word lockdown, that's a word.
I'm going to stop this. I'm going to eliminate this from my from my script.
Watch our words. Lockdown has still, when you think of lockdown, I'm locked in, I'm locked down. Like your whole body chemistry feels restricted, heart rate goes up, you start pumping that adrenaline and cortisol around your body. And remember, you know, I always say, let's deal with what's real. Yeah. What is real now, you know. So the words we use, yeah. So again, conscious cocooning, or, you know, is a much better word, isn't it?
Time out. We've been given some time out, aren't we?
Yes, I'm going to demonstrate a breath technique to you that if you do it, you know, when you first wake up, again, going back to the morning rituals, because we are creatures of habit, and you'll find if you put all those rituals into, say, the first hour you wake up, your exercise, your nutrition, self-care is really important right now. And as women, you know, we've got our families at home driving us mad and things. It's a little bit of a pressure cooker. So this is a great one for all you mums with children, and you can pass this breathing technique on to your children as well, because you know, as days go by, kids get bored, you get fractures. But we are the oxygen. So we have to take care of ourselves first, and then take care of others around us. So self-care has never been more important than it is right now. So I'm going to do, and it's a really simple technique. So it's 5 rounds of 5. If you can do it 5 times throughout the day, you'll keep yourself in this sort of lovely flow of energy where you're releasing the feel-good, happy hormones, which I think we're all in need of at the moment. So first of all, we're going to sit with a nice straight back, nice long spine, and we're going to start by just releasing some tension in the chest area, because we're breathing from up here when we're stressed. So the oxygen can't get to our cells, and it puts us into fear of flight. So we should be breathing like a newborn baby, a full barrel breath down in the diaphragm. This is how a baby's born, and it's our stressful lives that get us breathing up here, and then the shoulders go up. So let's just let those shoulders go. So let's open up the chest, so we're expanding rather than contracting. And we hold a lot of tension in the jaw, a lot of anger, a lot of fear in the jaw. So we're just going to do a few jaw stretches. So And actually this tightens up the muscles in the face, so you're giving yourself a mini facelift at the same time. A lot of anger gets pushed into that jaw. And also just massaging this area here. Just loosening everything up. Going down into the throat, just softening and massaging the throat. A lot of words that we can't express, we hold a lot of tension in that area, so just loosening everything up. Okay. So, it's very simple. It's 5 rounds of 5. I might not do the whole 5 rounds. I'm going to show you the first 5 that you would at home do. It takes a few minutes, that's all. So we're going to breathe in through the nose. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 at the top, 4, 5. At the top, I want you to hold for the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then very slowly, as though you're breathing through a straw, very, very slowly. This is what brings your heart rate down and switches off the monkey brain. So on the out breath, very slowly pulling the belly into the spine, a long, deep exhalation. Keep it going, count to 5. And I'll do one more round with you. Okay, so breathing in through the nose. Really filling up your lungs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then pursing the lips and slowly, even more slowly than the one before. Slowly breathe out. Pulling the belly into the spine. So it's a full diaphragm breath. Keep going. And relax.
Oh,
So
that's very, very calming.
Let's just
before this interview, didn't we? Because you know, obviously, before we set these things up, I get this kind of rising kind of feelings of anxiety, shows it natural anxiety, and we did that little exercise, and it just like dissipated all that kind of feeling, and it felt fantastic. So I shall be practicing that before every interview I do.
Yes, exactly. And it's just the diaphragm here, sort of in and out. So if we we can bring ourselves down into the diaphragm and into the belly. Also, the brain and the gut are always talking to each other. So, we get a lot of tension in the gut area as well. And this is the belt of fear around here. So if you can get into the diaphragm and just massage that there as well, we start to really relax the stomach as well, because when the mind and the stomach talk to each other, it's part of the second brain. So you could massage underneath here, and you'll feel that it's probably quite tight around there. So we're bringing everything down till we're calm. The heart rate is coming down, all the bodily functions coming to rest.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Dawn. Thank you for that demonstration.
You look at a baby, just watch the way the baby breathes as well.
Yeah.
So it's important when you take those breaths in to do it like it's called the full barrel. It's almost like the back's breathing as well.
Yeah.
Breathing in relaxation and breathing out fear. Breathing in relaxation and breathing out fear.
It really makes a difference. Yes, thank you so much, Dawn. You know, obviously, really, I've gone into detail here with breathing and why it's helping and what it's actually doing to our bodies. How can we find out more about you? How can people get in touch with you if they want to work with you, or if you're doing any workshops? Do you have a website, social media, perhaps?
I have a website, dawnwilsonwellbeing.com. It hasn't got the breathwork on there yet, but I would encourage you to go to my Facebook page, actually, Dawn Wilson, on Facebook. You see a little picture of me, with, it's in green, and I'm going to be, the whole of April, I'm going to be posting videos from Monday, so your people can, you know, go on there, and I'll be doing things on nutrition, on anxiety, even some exercise things, but I'll be doing lots and lots of different breathwork techniques. So you can have that all free for the whole of April. And I am putting together a lung health course, which I'll be promoting at the end of that as well. You know, because we, you know, a lot of because we don't breathe properly, our lungs are quite weak, and I'm teaching people how to strengthen their lungs, and so that you can breathe properly with full capacity, and you know that sends oxygen to every cell in your body. And disease starts with lack of oxygen in the body. It's often what kills people off as they get older is emotions like that. So I'll be teaching you how to take care of your lung health as well. But I look forward to hearing from you and sharing all these top hacks and nutritional tips.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Dawn, for sharing all your knowledge here and being part of this project. You know, it's really going to help people along in this in these different times. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been lovely to see you again.
Bye.